Hey everybody, welcome back to Easeldoesitstudio. So today, I had forgotten all about these molds, guys. I've had them for a while. I did this one and I could not find the video. And I need to do this video for Let's Resin because they sent these to me a while ago. And they got put out on my shelf and things got put on top and I forgot all about them. So I've been struggling for like the last hour. There's 2 pictures of my phone and I'm trying to get them into my computer. Every other photo is loading but the ones that I want. So I ended up, I'm gonna change my plan. So this was taken 2 years ago, my son and my granddaughter, when we had went to put my grandparents out to sea after they had passed. So this was the cruise, and I love this picture of them. So I'm going to put this in this heart one. So I did seal it with just a clear spray sealer. This is printable vinyl, so I'm just going to cut it out and we're going to put it in after we get a thin layer poured first. And this isn't the photo that I wanted, but I'll use it if I can't get another one, because I'll be making another 2 more of these. So this one is going to have my grandson who is graduating this year. It's going to have his image in it as soon as I can get it to transfer over. So I figured I'll get the first layer poured and then I can mess with the computer, because I've also got to leave in like 10 minutes to go meet somebody for them to pick up their order. So I'm like, okay, now I'm stressing for time. So in the heart, I'm going to do the Tsukio Blue by Eye Candy. I really like the pigment, the look of the pigment paste. So, and in this one, I'm going to do a green and white. I was going to try to add a little bit of gold to it because the school colors are green, white, and gold. But I think what I'm going to do is when I demold it, I'm going to outline it with the gold, with a gold marker. So that is my plan. So I just mixed up 6 ounces because I just need a thin layer in here and a thin layer in here so I can start getting that cured so that I can put the pictures in. So I did run my resin through the resin, Let's Resin bubble remover. But we've been having nicer weather, so I shut my heat off on the other side where I keep my resin, and it got really cool, and my resin is just I could have left it a little longer, but I'm like, this is so thin, this should debubble in no time anyways. So I am going to get I'm going to mix the smaller one up with the white, and I'm using the Ocean White by Let's Resin. And I'm not even, I think I'm just going to take the cover off and stick my stick in, because trying to squeeze these little bottles is just brutal. So I am just going to stick my stick in there instead of trying to squeeze. I do need to get the big bottle of this, which is, I believe it's the same size as their black pigment paste. So tomorrow's video, we will be using the black pigment paste. Even though I have been using it for like a month, I just have not actually done a video on this, just this for Let's Resin. So I have a new mold coming in tomorrow. So we're going to use this with the Let's Resin chameleon powders on that. So that way you have an idea of what's coming up next. And for all of you that watched yesterday's video of me finishing my fairy house, it already has a new home and it is gone. It sold today. All right, so I'm gonna just mix that, and I'm gonna mix this in with the green. And this is the Sparta green, which is real close to what they're, maybe a little bit darker, but I think mixed in with the white, it's gonna be pretty close. To the green that I need, so. And I'm gonna just do a swirl, kind of like a marbly effect, I guess. That way we can have some of the green and the white with his picture in the middle, and I'm gonna put his graduation date on it. And then this one we're gonna do in the Sukio blue. I love, love, love this blue. And then I have this one here set aside if I end up needing more white to go with this blue. So, like I said, this is just the first layer. So this part will be, you know, a little bit boring because it's just pouring basic colors, but, and then when I come back, then we'll be putting, you know, the image, and I want to see if I have any embellishments that I could add to it. All right, so I'm gonna let that sit, and we are going to just get the first layer. And like I said, I couldn't remember how much I had used for this because I had used leftover. And yeah, I couldn't remember, but it came out phenomenal. So I am gonna spray it. And let's see. And I only want a thin layer because I need to have room to put the photo and then the clear. And I'll probably use my heat gun and just kind of blow this around a little bit. And then with whatever's left, I can do the first layer in the base. All right. So I'm just going to try to move it around a little bit to make sure that it's touching, that there's no bald spots. And that's actually looking pretty good. All right, so we'll let that move around a little bit, and let's get this one pouring. Let's mix the white up in here. And that way, when I get the heat gun out, I can kind of get both of them to move around at the same time. All right. And we'll get this mixed again. So I'm hoping this blue is darker. It's definitely, you know, darker than the blue in the image, which is what I kind of want. You know what? I'm going to do a dirty pour for this one and see what we get. And like I said, I don't think we're going to need a lot. All right, I'm going to start with this. And this one is definitely deeper. Trying to get that center to blend a little bit more. I'm kind of liking that. Let's pour a little bit of white through here. And that way maybe we'll get like some darks and some light in the blues. It'll almost give us two colors. And I don't know, I'm assuming the bottom is going to be the top. So I might as well get that full. And I'll just put the extra in here. All right. And I do have a little bit of white left here. So let's go ahead and get this base. Like I said, I know I'm not going to have, you know, enough to probably fill the base, but I do want the base to kind of resemble the top. All right. So let me get the heat gun. It's hung up on something. And then this will also help pop any bubbles that, you know, might still be in here. And I'm just gonna pour the rest of this white. All right. So we barely got any left, so I'm not going to worry about it. We're just going to let this cure, and then I will be back probably later tonight. Because I want to get it to the point where, you know, it's like somewhat tacky. All right. So we are good. Let me just blend that a little more. Pop them little bubbles that I made. All right. And I will be back for the next layer. Bye, guys. Okay, guys, so It has been like 4 hours, 4.5 hours. So I have got my first picture ready to go in. It is sealed. I finally got my other picture that I want, which is this one. It's almost dry. So hopefully by the time I do this one will be dry. So, and my resin, I'm using the Let's Resin epoxy resin, and just having the heat off on the other side of my studio, it is really, really bubbly. So I'm going to have to use the heat gun. I ran it through the debubbler, but it just didn't. I did 10 minutes and it's not debubbling because it's too cold. I should have thought and put it in some water, warm water, but I forgot. So hopefully I don't totally destroy these 2 photos because I really want them to come out amazing. So I'm going to spray some alcohol and I'm going to pour some clear, and then I'm going to, and I made 10 ounces. It might be too much, but I would rather have too much than not enough. All right, so let me use my heat gun and get some of the bubbles out of here. You know, and I'm hoping, you know, it's gonna degas on its own pretty good, but we're gonna work these bubbles before I put the picture in. Just trying to make sure I hit like around the edges, but not give it too much heat because I don't want it to fuse to my mold. So I turned my heat back on, and I'm going to tell my husband to leave the damn thing alone. All right. So I'm just going to try and get some of these bubbles out of this. I mean, they're coming out pretty good. All right. So what I've done is I've pulled some shells out because I want to hide like where the picture was cut. So I figured if I can get this, and I think I'm just going to leave the backing on it. It's vinyl, but I think I'm just going to leave the vinyl on the back. And hopefully that works. And let me grab a dotting tool. I was hoping to catch the bottom when it was still a little tacky, but I missed that by just a little bit. by the time I got back from dropping my order off, and I had to go to Hannaford, and lobsters were on sale, so that's what we had for supper. So by the time I got done doing that, all right, so I'm going to just slowly let that go, and I'm going to start putting some shells in. I just don't know which way, like these, I wanted a couple of bigger ones, but I don't know. So that's gonna just, make the top. And if I, yeah, this way he is definitely gonna be better. But I need to dip this in the resin because it's going to make an air pocket underneath there. All right, so hopefully, I was hoping to fill this right up, but now I'm kind of second guessing myself. I mean, it is still a little squishy, so maybe, just maybe. All right, and I might as well just dip all of these. You know, and I didn't know how many were gonna fit in here, so I just kind of pulled out some different ones. So I emailed Let's Resin, and I apologized profusely for forgetting all about doing this video. I'm like, oh my word. Oh. So I'm going to put it this way because I want the resin to go into that shell. So hopefully we don't get any bubbles is kind of my hopes. And I'm hoping these don't float. So that's why I'm starting with this one. So then when I'm working on this, I will be able to kind of watch this one and make sure that it, because I figured I could give this to my son for Father's Day. Oh. Okay, well. And I think my biggest concern was I didn't know what I was going to use to like cover my edges, at least a little bit. So when I thought of the shells, I was like, oh, okay, that'll work. If I can pick these up. You know, it doesn't have to like cover it 100%, but the more the better. There's a bubble right there. And I don't want both sides like to be identical. So I think I'm gonna have that one go upside down like that. All right, I gotta fill that one. Let's do a little baby one. And let's do okay. So I'm liking that. All right. So let me spray this with some alcohol. And we're gonna, let me spray this. Try to pop as many as we can. And then again, I'll take the heat gun. And I have one floater. No, 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 no. All right, I'm just gonna take that one out. And we'll put that one in. I'm gonna move these two around here. All right. pop some more bubbles. So what I'm going to do is bring my 2 bottles of resin, and I'm going to put them in my room inside here tonight. So when I do tomorrow's project, I am not going to have a ton of bubbles. Figure if I can work the bubbles out, then I can move my shells back. You know, sometimes it's the projects that you really want to come out that come out like crap, and you put extra time in, and then there's other projects where you throw it together and, you know, it comes out beautiful. So, yeah, I can't figure it out. All right, let me give that a spritz. I would like to get this filled so that I can demold this in the morning. All right, let's give it another blast with the heat gun, and hopefully then I can get my shells into place. All right, so let me get my shells where I want them. So they didn't move too bad, guys. So I've got these 2 that are wanting to float here. Now, if I stick them over, will they stay? Maybe. All right. If I have to replace those 2 shells, I will. If everything else stays down, except for this one, I will just pop it out and put another one in. And this one, you can see I can see a bubble in there, which is probably why it's floating. All right. Let me grab these tweezers. Come on. All right, let me stick that one there and see if I can get that one. See a bubble in there. Oh. All right, let me start working on the other one. And if I have to, I'll just put some more flat ones in. So let me just slide this back. Give it a good spray. Yeah, those two, they're gonna give me a hard time. I can already see, but, all right, let me wipe my hands, spray them with alcohol, and then I will wipe them so I can take my grandson's picture. Now this should be a little easier because I'm just gonna cut it, put it in. I did pull out some gold washi tape. I don't know, I will see how it seems to stick. So let me just take my scissors and try to cut this. Now I thought about trying to get it to go to the edge, but I wanted some of the school colors to kind of shine through. So I chose to go a little bit smaller. I ended up having to download every photo on my phone in order to get this photo. This one and the one of his brother. I don't know why I couldn't get this one and this one into my computer. I don't know. It would load the ones behind, and I'd click on this and it would load the one beside it. I'm like, are you kidding me? All right, so that is going to go right in the center, if I can get it in the center. So we need to get some resin in here first, and then I've still got to fill the base, but I wanted to get the pictures situated first. All right, while that's moving, I am just gonna take this one and this one out, because they're just gonna keep moving around, and I am not, oh, I wanted to put some starfish anyways, so that'll be the perfect. You know, sometimes things don't work for a reason. But you don't know what that reason is right off the bat. that bubble. Oh, don't. Oh, I did have another star. Oh, I dropped it in this piece. Come on. You're in the wrong piece. All right. Stay. Stay, stay, stay. And this is, this one's a little bit tacky. So let me, I'm gonna spray the back and the front, and I'm gonna try to get it. So then I'm gonna do one of my granddaughter with her graduation, her senior picture. And that way I'll have new pictures of all of the grandkids. This one I'm gonna give to Jake's mother. She doesn't know that yet, but so now I gotta cover this. And hopefully I left enough room where the photo is not going to float. I'm just making sure that I don't have like any bubbles trapped underneath. Now I was going to try to put the washi tape in. I'm not going to, because I don't think it's going to work, because washi tape doesn't stick really well. So I'm just gonna, and then what I'll do is I'll just outline the outside of the picture with the gold to bring in the gold from his school colors. So I did all the clear first, so that way I can mix up the green and the white and finish filling this. I am going to take the heat gun on low on this one because I don't want to blow it over. But just to try to get some of the bubbles to... My starfish are not wanting to cooperate. Everything else is staying. Please, please, starfish, please stay. It's looking so good. Okay. So that is looking good as well. Stand up and see. Yeah, that looks pretty centered. All right. Let's see here. I'm going to scrape what I can of what I have left in this container. Oh, I hope I have enough. And I don't think I'm going to. I'm trying to think of what I could put in the bottom. Maybe I could put a few rocks just to fill it up, because you're not going to see it over the other color. Let me get a paper cup so I can mix just a little bit of, yeah, I better do the green and the white still. Okay, so let me get my white out here. Put that in there. We don't need much because it's just a little. Just want to scrape my stick good. Stir that. And let's get some of the green. Well, my starfish are behaving a little better. Oh. There's only one that's semi-floating. Now, I could add a very little bit more in there, but, oh, you know what? I might have to. Well, I'm going to leave it. I can always do like one thin coat of tabletop resin over the top and throw it on the heat mat or something. Or I can use the 1 hour promise. Cures in 1 hour, so. Because I told Let's Resin I would have this video uploaded for tomorrow night, and it's Tuesday, so that'll be Wednesday. And then on Thursday, I have a new mold coming tomorrow, so we're gonna use the black pigment paste from Let's Resin. So that way my commitments will be fulfilled and I will feel better, because I don't like it when I forget to do something. I don't. Because I'm appreciative of everything that I get, you know, whether it's from a viewer, a subscriber, or a company, I'm, you know, I am very appreciative. So and I will have to run the heat gun through this to get a swirl going. Oh my gosh, we might have enough, guys. Oh, come on. So if I've got to mix a little bit more, which I can see the shell is poking through a little bit, I'll make enough to, even if it's just a clear coat on the bottom. All right, let me get the heat gun. Because I'm afraid if I make some now, I know the resin's gonna be really bubbly, and I don't wanna have to screw up all my placement of my shells. So oh my gosh, guys, it's looking so good. I'm sorry about the glare on this one. I'm trying to... There we go. I'll hide the glare a little bit so you can... So these are looking so good, guys. So yeah, I'm gonna go upstairs and I'm gonna just leave these be. I am gonna watch this for a little bit. Uh-oh, you know what I just noticed? My photo was lifting. Why did I say anything? You know, it's like everything's going good and then something else decides it's gonna show its pokey little head. But maybe it's only because I had to mess with the shells that I maybe dislodged it. Fingers crossed. So what I'll do is I'm going to go upstairs. I'm going to give it like a half an hour. And then I will come down, and if everything is still the way it is, you know, then I will say, okay, and then I can go to bed. But I don't want to just go to bed thinking it's okay. Now that I just noticed that picture lifting. Just want to make sure, like, if there's no air pockets or anything under there, then it shouldn't move. And it's already starting to get that stringy. I might have to use the heat gun to get that to go away. Two little bubbles right there. And that's what I was afraid of. By touching it, I'm gonna scoop them bubbles out. Okay. Looking good. This is looking good. Alrighty, guys. I will be back on demold. Hope and pray everything stays down. I really, really want these to come out good. I'm getting discouraged. Every time I try to do something like this, I bomb it. And I'm like, why? Alrighty, guys. I'll see you on demold. Okay, guys. I ruined both of these. I came down this morning. They were beautiful. This had a little bit sticking up, and I needed just a little bit more to fill the shells. So I decided I would use the 1 hour fast cure to fill that little bit. And I finished filling this, and I blew it to try and get the bubbles out, and I was left with this mess. Do you see this mess? Friggin' disaster. So I'm going to be redoing this. So, yeah. So let's get this demolded anyways and see what kind of... That's cool. That came out amazing. So, note to self. Because even if I seal it, I mean, if I sand it, it's still full of bubbles. So I'm not going to be able to sand that down enough to do anything. So, you know, this isn't the mold's fault. This is my fault. But I absolutely love, you know, this would have been so stinking cute. I'm so mad at myself, like so mad. Because I ended up coming down, I had checked it, everything was fine. So I went up, I went to bed, I was watching TV, and it was like an hour later, and I was like, okay, I'm just going to go check to make sure nothing floated. Well, the picture had floated a little bit. So I pushed it down. It was really tacky, but I was able to push it down. And then there was like 3 little bubbles on the top when I got up this morning. Well, I should have just left it. I don't know. I don't know what I was thinking. So on this one, I had a little bit of that same resin left. So I was like, oh, I'll just put like a skim coat over the top because it was really full. And then I filled this in. And yeah. So these are going to both have to get redone because I am so mad at myself. So next time I will just take the time and mix up another 2 ounces instead of trying to fix it in the morning. Because that's what happens. So that came out good. I mean, I got some trimming to do, but that came out really nice. Oh, lordy, lordy, lordy. And let me... All right, I'm just going to see if I can... I mean, this one I might be able to save if I just do, like tape the back and do a top coat of tabletop. So I'm going to post this video because you guys know I post whether I fail or I succeed. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do my next project. And now, because I poured that extra layer, this is not going to fit. Are you kidding me right now? Oh, let me make it fit. It's still bendy enough. All right. So, but that is what it would look like. So I'm going to post this just the way it is so I can get this video out because I owe Let's Resin this video. And I will fix it, try to fix it, and show it on the next video because I'm doing another Let's Resin video because we're going to do one designated for just the black epoxy. So I'm going to redo this part. I'm going to leave the base because the base came out perfect. I am going to try and, I'm going to tape this and try and top coat it. So let me try the gold marker. Let's see, it's the flat tip. So I'm just going to redo these when I'm doing my other project. So hopefully we can get success the second time. All right. But I mean, I got no bubbles, so that's a good thing. And I mean, the bottom of this isn't perfect, but I don't, you know, I'm not too worried about this last little layer because it's the bottom. You know, the top and the front is gorgeous. So let's see how it's gonna look. Oh, one little bubble right there. So, oh, it's, because if I'm going to top coat it, I might as well try to get the gold around it, so that way it will, you know, kind of be locked in. Yes. I'm just holding it up to my body, guys. Sorry, I know it was off frame. So don't forget, guys, if you want these frames, I do have a discount code for you to use in the description box below, and I will put the link to these molds. All right, and that's, I am so mad at myself. I don't even know why this is not sticking. Maybe I didn't shake it enough. Like this. Hang on here, hang on. I'm just gonna... And this is a thick tip, so let's try this one. Yeah, see, this one's... I've always had a problem with that, with this one here, the flat tip. I've always had a problem with that one. So, and if I can't save this one, I'm just going to redo it. I am going to let it harden to make sure that it's, that it's not bendy at all, because I'm going to put it up on some cups. All right. So let's see if we can put the gold now around the picture, since I'm going to have to redo this. And my knife. And you know what? This is all scratched, so I'm gonna go down to where it's not, doesn't have so many scuff marks in it. Oh, lordy, lordy. And I know you guys are getting an awful glare. I'll hold it up here in a second. Come on. And this top layer is still a little soft because it's just been over an hour, so. All right. So that is how it looks right now. So like I said, I'm gonna let this harden. I'm going to try and do a top coat over it. If not, I will be redoing it. And, ouch. So that's how it would look in the frame. And I'm a little crooked. Of course I am. Yeah, maybe I'll just redo this one too. I don't know. But anyhow, that's the disaster for today. All my fault. So I will see you on the next one. And don't try to cut corners, guys. Just, if it takes you an extra day, it takes an extra day. I'm slowly learning that. So I'm going to clean up this mess and I'm going to get ready to start my next project. But I'm going to redo, I'm going to get the first layer of this repoured. And I'm going to probably do this one over too. It's just going to be easier that way. Alrighty, guys. I will see you on the next one. Bye.